first of all, army did not lose the war. With whatever weapons we had, whatever strength we had, we fought beyond expectation, I think, in my humble opinion. And even Chinese acknowledge that in Walong sector, they had a very tough time to going past. So the lesson learned is that we have to be prepared, knowing, once we know that that's the adversary and he's coming closer to the hostility, so we have to be prepared. Our intelligence probably did not give us early warning enough, or it happened in every war, unfortunately, in 65, 71, Kargil. But I don't know how they blame the intelligence. What can you do? Whatever you get, then you make the contingency plans and tackle the situation as it develops. You have to be flexible. But if you do not have reserves at the back, if you do not have enough equipment and matching equipment in modernity, then the fight becomes all the more tough. That's where our men individually and officers and leaders come in. That despite the little weaponry of second war vintage, and they had rather relatively modern weapons, yet we gave them as much as we got. जितना उन्होंने हमारा नुकसान किया, उससे ज़्यादा हमने किया होगा उनका.
Hello and welcome. My name is Shailesh Kumar and you're watching National Defense. You just heard India's real hero who bravely fought Walong Battle of Sino-Indian War in 1962.
Subscribe and press bell icon. Never miss another update.
Brigadier Kuldeep Singh says by 8 am 16 November, Lieutenant Colonel Madaya, CO 6 Kumaon observed that ammunition with the defenders at Tri Junction had almost exhausted. 50% of the braves had martyred. He ordered pull out from Tri Junction. Major Grebal or Gary, with remnants of 2 platoons of B Company and survivors of 2 platoons of D Company, was holding the few trenches still in our possession. Asked Colonel Madaya to leave first along with his boys, giving them a lead time of 1 hour. After half an hour, Gary told me to leave with 5-6 walking wounded, and on meeting our CO Colonel Pathania down below to appraise him of the action at Tri Junction, he would hold the tipi with 2 LMG teams and keep the Chinese at bay. Truly an outstanding battlefield commander. By then, the enemy had encircled the position. My group of 5 boys and I slithered down a vertical rock at the rear of Tri Junction, clutching some plants, tufts of grass to break our fall. The Chinese had come on top and fired at us. We shot back a couple of rounds with our rifles and rushed down the ridge, heading to the brigade checkpoint at Yapaknala, Lohit River Junction. Movement parallel to and above Yapaknala was against the lay and grains of the country and thus very tough. But we were very fit and tough, and by 5 p.m. we were about 2 kilometers short of the CP when we hit a gorge. It had got very dark. We could not find a way to skirt gorge and hunker down for the night. At night, Naib Subedar Tarlok Singh of 6 Kumaon Mota platoon along 2 boys joined my group.
Let me convey in all humility, I am not a hero. I did not fight the whole war. We went to the war zone, we reached there, especially I and the initial party, on 9 November. The war started on 20th October. The first people who clashed with the Chinese and gave them a bloody nose was 6 Kumaon at the border, and later on Bikram Singh at Ashi Hill, and most of all 4 Sikh, who held the main defensive line along with 3rd Sajjiyar, and they blunted all their probes first 20 odd days, 23 days, which was a great valorous job. And we reached there, we also did our bit. Then we went to Tri Junction, JCO at a firm base. Even the doctor died there. He refused to withdraw because he had to tend to our wounded. So that way, I was part of that battle, but other people also fought for a longer period.
At dawn of 17th November, we skirted the gorge and were about a kilometer from the CP when we heard long bursts of machine gun fire and shell bursting at CP. I was surprised that we could run into the Chinese if we ventured to the CP. Surrender was not an option. We would die fighting but would not give up, in keeping with the izzat of the Paltan and family. Thus I decided to move across the high mountains to reach Heuliang, which with the valley trek was about 100 kilometers away. Using maps and compass, I drew a line from my location to Heuliang and that read 270 degree. We set out on that magnetic bearing and thus began our 13-day long odyssey. We went up spurs down the ridges, crossing gushing nalas. At lower altitudes, spurs were covered with dense forest, absent any tracks or trails. The area was interspersed with deep ravines, impenetrable bluffs. Our movement was very slow, as we had as to part creepers bushes with bare hands, as we had no khurkis or machete. We endured the elements, strong winds, heavy rain, sun and snowfall. Our Angola shirt, jersey pullover, cotton trousers and rubber sole jungle boots were most inadequate to withstand the rigors. Often we slept on wet forest floor and crawly, creepy creatures for company. Most of us carried wounds of various degree. We had had not a morsel of food since the morning of 15th November. This was a test of human endurance, willpower, dogged determination, and never say die spirit. My group exhibited all these qualities. We were physically and mentally very tough. I had led from the front and keep the morale of the boys high. Around the 15th day, we were ambushed by the Chinese when I lost our brave sepoy Ran Singh walking beside me. The remainder of the group escaped and we rushed to the higher reaches of mountains. So tell us about the heroes of Walong War and who got the award and who could not, and do you demand awards for those who could not that point of time given in that particular political situation, sir?
I don't want to answer that question. That will be very embarrassing. But if you can switch off, I can tell you. Of course I can tell you.
In a war, there are battles which a country wins despite losing the war. There are some heroes who win battles. In 1962 war, every soldier, officer valiantly fought the enemy, but history suggests not all heroes were awarded medals for their gallant acts. When I asked Brigadier Kuldeep Singh if anomalies of history be corrected now, this is what he has to say.
Who were the heroes got rewarded and who heroes who did not get rewarded? Y.R. Pata, Yogi Pata deservingly got Veer Chakra, posthumous. Keval Singh, Mahavir Chakra, on 27 October, very deservingly he died there. Then their EBR, Mochi, Kirpa Ram, their hockey star, and he volunteered to take the ammunition up. He used to supply ammunition. In the process he died. He got Veer Chakra. In 6 Kumaon, the Naik Bahadur Singh at border, forward position at McMahon Ridge, McMahon line, he died. He got award, Veer Chakra. And the Assam Rifle boys who fought valiantly at other posts, they got Veer Chakras. And some of the company commanders of 6 Kumaon who were involved in this operation, like Ravi Mathur at West Ridge, and he attacked Green Pimple, although he could not overcome it, but he got Veer Chakra. The young officers of 6 Kumaon, Khatri, he got Veer Chakra, very brave boy, who took over the command of a company when the company commander was casualty. And the adjutant P.N. Bhatia was very brave. Adjutant, he handled a LMG when the Chinese were attacking Tri-Junction. I saw him coming down. He was wounded on the 15th daytime. Very brave man, very deservingly. But some of the people like Bikram Singh didn't get award because we also went in towards the list. Ratan Chand should have got, Dr. Subha should have got, Major Gariwal should have got, because by the I think 21st November or something, the highest leadership in army had changed. Jan Chaudhary had taken over, and I believe he had issued orders that no more awards. We just whatever happened has happened. So I do not want to no comments on that.
But those brave heroes who couldn't get the award, do you demand that they should be, or do you recommend that they should be given award now? The history should be corrected.
No, I don't want to say anything on that.
Right, sir.
It's up to you, the media, the government. In their wisdom, whatever they feel right, they would do. They should do. I cannot say anything.
Brigadier Kuldeep Singh says that all of us carried .303 rifles with a few rounds of ammunition for use during an encounter with the enemy. We did not come across any local tribal till the penultimate day. At lower spurs, we ate flowers and leaves. At higher reaches, we had lumps of snow. But this did not quell our hunger pangs. I had immense faith in Gurbani, and when we not talking to boys, I constantly recited path scriptures from our holy book. Through sheer willpower, dogged determination, never give up spirit, and above all with God's grace, we reached friendly lines. Heoliang on 29 November 1962, then held by 4 Assam Regiment. I was the only officer from the Tri-Junction who made it through an extremely tough and challenging odyssey. Brigadier Kuldeep Singh says that if war happens with China now, the morale of Indian Army is so high that Indian soldiers will make sure enemy dies first.
We are determined, we have learnt lessons, we are prepared. And our boys who are in the forward areas and wherever they are determined that they will this time, they will not move back. They will die fighting there, they will make sure that enemy dies first. And to my, that I've seen, they are very determined. They are in high morale.
On the lessons learned out of 1962 war, what Brigadier Kuldeep Singh has to say, let's listen in.
About 65 war? I was not in that war. I was in eastern sector. So whatever I read, whatever you read, is but one thing I know, that although we suffered setback in 62, but it came, as I said, as a boon that shook us up, shook the government up, machinery up, and shook the army headquarters that we then had to prepare. So when the new weapons came from America, 6 mountain divisions, and our generals and brigadiers and colonels and young officers and GSS men, every night, every day they trained hard. With the result, when 3 years later, 65 war was thrust on us by Field Marshal Ayub Khan, he was shocked and surprised that this army was not the defeated army or the army that lost 62 war. This was the army which was itching to get into grips with the Pakistanis if they made any misadventure. With the result, we captured Hajipir, we captured so many other posts. So that was the advantage of having learnt lesson from 62 war.
Brigadier Kuldeep Singh has this message for everyone. Let's listen in.
Same, that keep happy, keep alert, keep your morale high, and remember we got with great difficulty we won this freedom. We cannot let it go waste. We cannot allow anyone to tinker with our freedom or our national integrity. Even if you have to fight and some people have to die in war. After all, he is not throwing flowers at us. So be ready, be willing. After all, how do we get legacies? Those past heroes have sacrificed their lives. So similarly, we are ready. We should be always be ready.
Brigadier Kuldeep Singh has authored an autobiography, Through Wars and Insurgency, Diary of an Army Officer, published by Pentagon Press. I think this can be a great resource for learning.
It's my life story basically. As a child, I was in Kuala Lumpur and I seen war there. I was battle inoculated there. When the Japanese bombardment came and they went through and took away everything, I saw the cruelty of the Japanese army. And then the British came, then we came here. I saw the partition, the carnage, the refugees. But when Subhash Chandra Bose came to our school, we sang Vande Mataram and he hugged us, we were thrilled. He was a great patriot, great leader.
National Defence wishes the great war veteran Brigadier Kuldeep Singh a happy, healthy and a long life ahead. We are very proud of him and will always be indebted for his services to our great nation. Hope you like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe National Defence. Stay fit, stay healthy and keep watching National Defence. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, do share and subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Keep watching National Defense. Jai Hind, Vande Matram.